a lot of stuff I can't really share quite yet. We have
You're not going to give me a scoped exposure first?
no.
Okay, y'all ready? Yeah. Okay. Welcome, Scoped Exposure Podcast in person. I knew that I wanted to do some kind of Winnipeg episode, and I have two wonderful individuals from the Peg, my hometown. Do you want to just quickly introduce yourself and say what's up?
What's up? I'm Jude.
Hey, what's good? I'm Simone.
And y'all play in a couple fantastic bands.
Yeah, we have a few. Our main one right now is Means to an End, or XMEANSTOANENDX. It's a straight edge band. You got a new one.
I have a new one called Cold Metalcore.
Yeah. And when you guys are holding the mic, try to get like close to the mouth as
sorry.
possible. Don't be afraid. So yeah, again, this is very very special for me as someone who grew up and kind of discovered hardcore in Winnipeg and has watched a lot of what you guys have been doing just kind of through, the internet and things like that. But it's almost like the shift and change that's happened is something that I've longed for even when I left. So
yeah,
this is very special for me, and I appreciate you both just chatting with me for a little bit.
Yeah, no problem.
This is also a first ever for Scoped Exposure lore. Usually when people come on the podcast, I tell them to bring a bev. And, well, okay, they came prepared.
We got them. I got
I want you to put those aside because I've brought the bevs.
Yo. Oh, shit.
So we have a large collection of different... Simone, what do you fancy? We got energy drinks. We got fucking sparkling waters. We got a fucking ginger shot if you need like a little health shit in the mix.
Is that Liquid Death sparkling?
Yeah.
Yo, I love sparkling water these days.
All right.
I haven't tried this
All
one
right.
yet.
And then what are you getting, Jude?
Yeah, I'm taking the classic Baja Blast. I'm a Mountain Dew man myself.
You're a Mountain Dew man. I knew
you can
someone
see.
was going to pick that pretty early. The Baja Blast is like one of those things, though, because I realized I need to get a bev.
Oh.
I need to partake in the festivities as well. I think I'm going to just keep it classic and do a black raspberry LaCroix.
How are those?
So, they're one of my favorite flavors. I find like I haven't been vibing with LaCroix as much because it's just kind of like very lackluster, but
Fair.
It's like getting a fruit described to you.
Oh.
yes. I don't know if you've seen that meme where it's like, oh, the banana flavored LaCroix is just like the peel of a banana that's like hit the side of a water can, like shit like that. Cheers to Winnipeg HC.
Fuck yeah.
To St. James.
St. James.
It's very funny when you guys were playing and y'all started that and you're like, none of us are actually even from
Well, it was
St. James.
Cody who started that. Who's playing Withdrawal.
He's allowed. I feel like he's allowed to say that.
He's honorary St. James, I
Yes.
think, as far as most people are concerned.
Yeah.
I rent in River Heights. We're like close.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're close enough. I was like, because before I moved, I was in like West Broadway and like just off of Corden, but I've driven through St. James many a times before.
Yeah. I feel like I got a lot of stolen valor. Like I put on a lot of shows at St. James Lanes,
Right.
and people kind of associate that with me a lot of the time. They're like, I'm not even from there. I'm from the North End. So
Yeah. Grant, you're gonna come say you're. Grant has to play in a little bit.
I came to warm up right now, so
Sup?
yell somewhere else. Baby.
Okay.
Love
so
that guy.
yeah, let's talk about that because that's I think a big thing that at least when I was in Winnipeg that was missing was like the aspect of an all ages like DIY-ish kind of spot. So like what was like the first entry into booking a show there? What was that like?
Jesse from Meantime booked the Enforcers there a year and a half ago, 2 years ago almost actually. And then I just kind of it's like, hey, I needed a show for like a venue that like an old venue fell through, and then I was like, hey, so do I just like call these people? And it was like, yeah, just like give them a phone call. And they're like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then I've forged a pretty good relationship with those people. Like they've been surprisingly chill with most of the crazy bullshit that goes down there. And I just they've been great to us.
Yeah. Is it bullshit that's to be expected at a hardcore show, or the classic
for the most
hole
part,
in the wall?
Yeah, classic like hole in the wall stuff I can't say on here.
There's some goofballs who come around sometimes and stir up stuff.
I'm gonna just like leave it there, not to incriminate anybody.
Stay on the side of caution. Is the setup of that is like bowling still happening? Or
Well,
is
it's a
like
separate
after
room.
hours bowling.
It's a separate room. It's
Okay.
I think it's the room that they would host like a party in if someone like rented like a bowling party. They would like do like the party in there and then bowling in the other room.
Mm-hmm.
So like it kind of is like a very, very small like Legion Hall kind of.
Yeah.
I think it's like a comedy like showroom.
Yeah, it was a comedy club for a while.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
because the guy who runs it, comes from the stand-up comedy scene mainly.
Yeah, which is not a few steps away from the hardcore. Like, you know, it sometimes hardcore shows can be a laughing matter.
Yeah.
Times. There's enough silly shit that's happening through that. But I think in the mix, like I was saying, like in the wave of new kids and new bands, like what was kind of the entry point? Because like when I was at shows, I don't think I met either of y'all.
Yeah, I only started going in I think 2019, just kind of the more like local like metalcore kind of stuff. Like I was aware of like the hardcore shows, but then like COVID hit, and then I wasn't able to go to them. I was 15 or 16 at the time.
Right.
And then I kind of just dove right in when like shows started coming back post COVID.
Yeah.
And then that's where I kind of really started like going to shit, doing stuff. So I think you would have already moved away by the time I started.
I think it was 2018.
Yeah, it would have been like a
situated
year or two difference.
Yeah. But like sorry, Simone, you were gonna say.
Yeah, for me, I moved out of Hollow Water First Nation 2019, and then I started to see like bands like Murder Cap, and then it kind of just like built up from there. I met Jude; he gave me a bunch of good hardcore recs, and now I like follow the Alberta hardcore scene like a lot.
Yeah, and it seems like y'all are of the age where the excitement is at an all-time high. So y'all, you know, I feel like I've seen y'all here and at other fests versus, you know, coming through Winnipeg and seeing y'all at a show. So is that like common for a lot of the newer kids in the Winnipeg scene, or are y'all
they kind of stick around Winnipeg? I don't think like a couple of them went to Hold Your Ground this year, but mostly they stay around Winnipeg. I think we're some of the only people that really travel long distances.
Yeah.
There was like a group of like 8 people who went out to Toronto to see Mind Force like a few months ago, though.
Oh, when they were with Age of Apocalypse?
Yeah.
Winnipeg is like the dead center of Canada, so it's not even like, oh, let's, you know, tons of people here this weekend from Edmonton. They just drive down in like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it's like you gotta like make a trek out.
Yeah.
It's like pretty intense.
Yeah.
Like I drove 11 hours to be here right now.
Yeah. Do you guys prefer driving versus like catching a flight? Like,
depends what I'm doing. If I had to bring a bunch of gear this weekend, like guitars and shit for our set yesterday, so I decided to drive and everyone else flew.
Yeah. The number one highway can just be like, it's not an enjoyable drive. It's just a mission. You're just driving straight for 12 hours.
Pretty much.
I like it a lot more than flying.
You like driving more than
driving
flying?
a lot more. The road trip is a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Snacks and, you know, wake up early, camp outside. That shit's really fun.
Yeah. Talk to me about some of the, I guess, like either upcoming shows or shit y'all have coming up kind of for the year to come for any of the projects.
Right now, a lot of stuff I can't really share quite yet. We have...
You're not going to give me a scoped exposure first?
No. Yeah, no. We got some stuff in the tank, but we can't quite share a lot of it right now. We're just going to be doing some like local shows coming up. We got a couple more bands in the works. I got one. It's a bunch of former members of Yetzer Hara.
Oh,
I'm playing with them now.
Dude, that's like one of my... I think Yetzer Hara was like the underdog band for so long. If they came out post-COVID, they would be one of the biggest bands in Canada.
Yeah.
Unreal. That's sick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Stefan and Devin have been writing a bunch of shit, and I'm playing guitar for them.
That's very cool. Do you think like that? Because again, there's a lot of lore and the whole aspect of like the older generation of hardcore kids versus like the younger? Like, do you find that since all ages has kind of been reintroduced into the mix of that, there's been a lot of like unity, or has there kind of been like some growing periods to get to that point?
I mean, I think we filled out a lot of like the generational divide a lot. Like when I first started going, like the next youngest people would be like 24 or 26 or whatever, and now there's like a pretty even spread from like late teens all the way up to like mid 30s.
Dude, that's crazy, because I felt like that was the piece that was missing, because when I was starting to go to shows, and it would be fucking like a regular bill would be Withdrawal, Usurper, Extract, and maybe Burn Your World.
Yeah.
And the average age of people was clearly in the mid-20s, and we just didn't have that like next chunk of kids. And then when I moved out here, it was the total opposite. We had people who were 16 and 18 like starting bands and doing the thing. So it's cool to see how it's balanced out.
Yeah, it's definitely smooth out. We got a bunch of like newer bands popping out with like the younger age groups. Highlights would be Nuclear Man would be probably my biggest highlight right now. Just
Okay.
like fucking fast,
Nuclear Man.
aggressive, chaotic
Wait,
punk
have
shit.
they put out music?
Yeah,
already?
they have a demo
I
out
think
right
I've
now.
seen that. Yeah.
it's fucking insane. Their frontman Carson is a fucking maniac.
What maybe this could be a question to go for both of you, but what would be a dream 5-band bill Winnipeg hardcore only lineup, past or present? I want Simone to go first.
Okay.
Are we talking all bands or all Winnipeg?
All bands.
All bands? Shit.
All Winnipeg bands, but you could go way back in time. What's that? No out of town. This is a 204 showcase.
Broken up bands that will probably inevitably.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. This is Genie, like
Sure.
it's Genie shit.
Hollow Ground for sure. Extract. I saw Extract. Scoped Exposure 5. Year 5.
Yeah.
That blew me away. I've been listening to them ever since.
After you tell, I'm gonna just talk about that set a little bit.
Yeah, go for it.
No, after you do it.
Oh, yeah,
but,
weird. Who else? Shit. Serration, like World of Pleasure. Oh, wait, only Winnipeg?
Yeah.
Oh, only Winnipeg bands.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
A 204 showcase.
204 showcase.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Hologram, my bad.
Extract.
Burn Your World. Cold Tongue. I really want to see your band. The shit I've seen that Jude is cooking up. It's some really good stuff.
Okay,
Sending me
okay.
like, MIDI files. It's like now.
I haven't written any of it.
Oh shit. Okay, never mind. Then you're friends. And probably shoot. Trying to think of another band. I mean, probably Human Target. I feel like we haven't brought them up yet.
Okay. Yeah. So we got a little bit of old.
Okay, I'm gonna just like do real quick, bang it off real quick.
Yes.
Withdrawal, Hollow Ground, First Strike, Meantime, Burn Your World.
Solid. Yeah. That's very solid. I wanted to just quickly hit on that Extract set, because that was me messaging Hof, just being like, hey, I think we could do this, because all of the past members of the band just live here now. And like Joel and Brad, I don't think have thought about, I shouldn't say haven't thought about hardcore, but like Brad specifically is like, he hasn't been playing in bands in a long time. And it was like a lot for me to convince them to be like, hey, Hof will fly in, we'll do the set, we'll play both EPs. And I'm not going to lie, when we were at the jam space, it was like looking grim. Like, I don't know. And then it was like muscle memory just kicked in for Brad, and we were able to do it. And it felt like, I don't know, all the stars aligning.
It was tight.
And we played second. And like to see like both of y'all and a bunch of other people that like I haven't seen in a long time for shows like going off was like so special. So we have a running joke that maybe we'll pull it out like once a year kind of thing. So
I'd love to see it again.
I mean, yeah, like if the missing piece from that was obviously Vince, who played guitar in Extract and Usurper. But yeah, maybe one day you'll see it on Scoped Exposure. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Well, Yeah. What's an underrated Winnipeg either spot or like anything that you like, even though you're having a fun time in Calgary, you miss?
Magic Bird fried chicken, rest in peace.
Magic Bird fried chicken?
At the Handsome Daughter, their deep fryer just went out.
Yeah, I did see that.
They've
had so many different types of food in the Daughter.
Yeah, now they're just trying all kinds of shit because they don't have a deep fryer. They did like a Japanese fusion thing most recently. I think they're doing like hot dogs next.
Right.
Yeah.
That's sick. What about you, Simone? What do you fancy food-wise? Or anything?
Food-wise? I've been really enjoying vegan tofu masuman from Via Tang on Marion Street. I don't know if you've ever been there, Jude.
I've not. I gotta try it.
Yeah, my work brought it for like it was like a holiday party, and I like fucking dug in. That shit was great.
Sick. Yeah.
I hear a Brep Decay going on right now. I think want to go catch those guys.
Yeah,
so
I think that's a good place to do it. But all the links for all of these guys' bands will be in the description of the video. Thanks for chatting with me. For
no problem.
Bit. Wait, one last cheers.
All right. Thanks for having us.